Hi everybody, welcome to another Crochets Extras, and in this tutorial I'm going to be finishing up some of the remaining letters from my alphabet series, some much requested remaining letters, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make the letter X and the letter V, and we're going to be using the same materials that we've been using for all our videos. I've been using a DK light worsted weight yarn, that's a yarn weight of 3, and I've been using a 3mm crochet hook, and it's also a good idea to have a pair of scissors and a yarn needle as well for sewing in those ends. Okay, so we're going to begin with the letter V. Okay, so for the letter V, the first thing to do is we need to chain 30. Okay, so you need to chain 30 chains. Okay, let's do a little slip knot and then chain 30. 1, 2, 3, 29 and 30. Okay, so you should have chained 30. And then what we want to do is we want to do one double crochet, this is in US terminology, we want to do one double crochet in our second stitch from hook. And our second stitch from hook, we don't count the loop on our hook. There's our first stitch, there's our second. So we yarn over, we're going to go into that second stitch and do a double crochet. So we do one double crochet in our second stitch from hook. Then we're going to do one double crochet in the next 10 chains, in the next 10 stitches. Okay, so we go into the next one and do a double crochet. That's 1. Then the next stitch, 2. Next stitch, 3. Next stitch, 4. Next stitch, 5. Next stitch, 6. Next stitch, 7. Next stitch, 8. Next stitch, 9. Then the next stitch, 10. Okay, so you do one double crochet in the next 10. And then what we're going to do is we are going to double crochet 7 stitches together, which I know seems quite a lot. But to do that, we're going to yarn over, we're going to go into the next stitch, it's going to be our first stitch. Bring the yarn through, get our 3 loops. Then we yarn over and pull through the first 2 as if doing a normal double crochet. But we stop there, we stop halfway through, and we yarn over again and go into our second stitch, into our next stitch. Bring the yarn through. Then we yarn over, pull through the first 2 there as well. That gives us 3 loops. And then we yarn over and we go into the third stitch and bring the yarn through. Yarn over, pull for the first 2 loops there as well. Then we yarn over again and go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through the first 2, okay, and then we yarn over and we go into the 5th stitch, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull for the first 2 there as well. And then we yarn over again and go into the 6th stitch. Bring the yarn through. You start to get a lot of stitches and a lot of loops. And then we yarn over, pull for the first 2 there as well. And then we yarn over one more time and we go into our 7th stitch. 7th stitch along. And we do the same thing again. We yarn over, pull for the first 2. And that should give us a total of 8 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you should have gone into 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then all we do is we yarn over and we pull through all the loops. And a little trick is just to twist your hook so it faces downwards as it comes through and give it a little wiggle as it goes through, and then turn it back up at the end. And that double crochets 7 stitches together, which I know is quite a lot. And then we just finish up. We're going to do 1 double crochet in the last 11 stitches. So you should have 11 chains left, and we're just going to finish up with 1 double crochet in each of those. So there we go, 1 double crochet in the next stitch and 1 double crochet in each stitch along. There should be 11. Okay, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the last one, 11 in that last chain. And there we go, there's our finished V. So all that's left to do is we're just going to cut our yarn and then pull the end through. And then, because at the beginning we've got a more curved edge and here we've got more of a straight edge, all we need to do is to get our yarn needle and thread our tail end on to our yarn needle. Sorry about the background noise. And then we're just going to sew over to the other side like so, and then what that does is that just rounds the corner off. And then over on the back we just hide our tail ends like so, just sew it through a little bit of stitching, and then we're going to trim down the excess like so, and do the same for the other tail end, and there's your finished V like so. Okay. Okay, so for the letter X, what we're going to do is we're going to begin by chaining 17. So you want to chain 17 to begin. Let's chain 17. 1, 2, 3, 16 and 17. So chain 17 to begin. Then we're going to do 1 double crochet in our second stitch and hook. So we don't count the loop on our hook. There's our first stitch, there's our second. And we yarn over and do 1 double crochet, it's in US terminology, in that second stitch. There we go, 1 double crochet in our second stitch and hook. And then we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 15 stitches. Okay, in the next 15. Let's go into the next stitch and do a double crochet. That's 1. Next stitch. 2. Next stitch. 3. Next stitch. 4. Next stitch. 5. Next stitch. 6. Next stitch. 7. Next stitch. 8. Next stitch. 9. 10, next stitch 11, next stitch 12, next stitch 13, next stitch 14, and then these should be right at the end now. I should have one last chain and then that last chain 15 1 double crochet in there. Okay, so you've done 1 double crochet in the second stitch from hook and 1 double crochet in each stitch along. You should have a total of 16 double crochets now. And what we're going to do now is, if you're used to my letter videos, you would have done this before probably, but what I want you to do is to, in that last double crochet at the very end, I want you to just put your hook right through the middle of it, through the centre of it, as neatly as you can, just going through the middle of it, and do a little slip stitch like so, and then do a little slip stitch on the corner, and that basically gets our project from this side over to this side. And then what we're going to do is we are going to do a slip stitch in the next 5 chains up this side. So if you can, as neatly as you can, work some slip stitches up the side. So you want 1, next stitch, next chain 2, next chain 3, next chain 4, next chain 5, and let me just check, I think, yes, it's 6. You want to do 6, not 5 up the end. Basically you want to get towards the middle but not right into the middle. So you can see there's the middle. You want to be just to the right of the middle. Okay, and it's easier if, when you work into your chains in this side, is just to go under 1 bit of yarn to begin with, so that when you have to slip stitch in them into this side, it makes them easier to see. Okay, so we're about there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's chain 7, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet in our second stitch from hooks. We don't count the loop on our hook. There's our first, there's our second. 1 double crochet in there, then 1 double crochet in the remaining 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last one, 5. Okay, and then what you need to do is to slip stitch. You want to count over another 2 chains. There was the last one we slip stitched into. So count 1, 2, and put your hook in there and do, is it 1, 2? Put your hook in there and do a little slip stitch, and that just joins that part of your X onto the main body. And then we need to get to the other side, and we're going to go straight across. So to do that, you want to find the gap in between the double crochets and put your hook in there and literally bring the yarn from the back and do a little slip stitch, and then do it again, go into that gap in between the double crochets, bring the yarn through from the back and do a little slip stitch, and then finding that stitch on the opposite side, put your hook in there, bring the yarn through and do a little slip stitch in there. So you've done 3 little slip stitches across the X. And then the other side, we do the same as this side. We chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we do 1 double crochet in our second stitch from hook. And then we do 1 double crochet in the remaining 5 chains back to the middle. Two, 3, and the last one 5, and then same again, we just count over. As the last one we slip stitched in, just count 1, 2 stitches over, put your hook in there, bring the yarn through and do a little slip stitch to join, and then we just cut our yarn and bring the yarn through, and then hide our tail ends, sew in our tail ends. So I'll just do this one quickly to show you, and you may wish to sew up the gaps in between there if you want to. I'm just going to get this to the back and hide them on the back by sewing through a little bit of stitching as neatly as I can, just to save time. I want to do a neater job. Trim the excess. You cut the whole thing there. And there we go, there is our finished X. Okay. Okay, so there's our finished tutorials for the letters V and X, and oh, that's number 15 in Roman numerals. But I hope you managed to follow along. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I think that's about it. So I will see you soon for some more crochet fun. Cheers for watching, guys. Bye.